Hey everybody, my name is Britt with Vine Dresser Lawn and Landscape. Today we're going to talk about why you may have bare areas in your lawn and what you can do about them. I got 5 bullet points of why you may have bare areas. That's not an exhaustive list, but it's to get your wheels turning in your head about the issues that might be in your lawn and then what we can do about it. So I'm going to go over the five reasons, and then we'll talk about them individually. And so pests from the year before, disease from the year before, weeds from the year before, hot spots or lack of watering or irrigation issues, watering issues, and pre and post emergents can all cause bare areas in your lawn. And I will say how you approach the bare areas will determine how fast it'll recover. You can sod and fix it pretty much in one day, maybe less than a day, or you can let the grass fill in on its own, and there's things you can do to encourage the grass to fill in quicker, but that's just a longer process. But in most cases, it might not cost you anything to do that. So it depends on how fast. It depends on how fast you got to do it. So the first reason you may have bare areas in your lawn is pests from the year before. And in my example, I'm going to use mole crickets. All right, so mole crickets are hatching anywhere from beginning to middle of summer. Once they hatch, they'll start feeding. Also in the summers when the grass is aggressively growing, so they can be feeding on your turf and you really not see the damage until the fall, winter, or even the spring of the next year. And so you've got the damage in the summer. You're going into winter. The grass shuts down. Spring, it's coming out of dormancy, and you have these bare areas, and you can see the mole cricket tunnels in the bare areas now. There's nothing you can, obviously you can treat those areas, but there's nothing you can do to speed the process of the grass recovering until you've got the proper soil temperatures, sunlight, and sunlight, water the grass until the conditions for the grass to start growing again arise. There's nothing you can really do except sod. And that's going to be the same for disease issues for any bare areas in your lawn. Until the conditions for the turf to grow, there's not much you can do beyond sodding. Second reason you may have bare areas is disease from the year before. So my example, I'm going to use large patch. It comes in September and October. Again, you might not see the damage until the spring of the next year. And depending on how severe the damage is, it might take the grass slow to recover from that large patch. It might not recover at all. And so those bare areas could be from disease from the year before. And you can say spring dead spot, you can say gray leaf spot, large patch, take all root rot, put in the disease, but all those can cause bare areas. And it happened in the previous year, but you're not seeing it until the spring of the following year. And so disease from last year can cause bare spots. Weeds from last year can cause bare spots. In my example, I'm going to use bahia or a grassy weed. So let's say you come in on a program in the summer and we're concentrating more on fertilizing the turf than really killing all the weeds. We can get most of the weeds under control, but the grassy weeds are just going to be harder to control until fall and winter and spring of the next season. And so think about this, you got a lot of grassy weeds in your lawn. Let's say you got a lot of bahia mixed in with your centipedes or St. Augustine, and lawn looks full and lush, but it's full of grassy weeds also. And then you go through our program on the fall, winter, and spring cycles treatments, and we are aggressively attacking the weed issue. And so you come out of winter dormancy in the spring, and now you have these bare spots, and it could be from the weeds from the year before. And so note, until the grass is actively growing and aggressively growing and fills in, you're going to have bare spots from the weeds from the year before. Hot spots. So areas of your lawn that aren't receiving adequate water, maybe you've got irrigation issues. Maybe you live in Wilmington. In June right now, we're in a drought. Hasn't rained. It's rained 0.2 inches. As of June 19th, we should have had like 4 inches of rain. So we're in a serious drought. And if you've got hot spots in your lawn or you don't have any irrigation, you're going to have some bare spots because the grass is going to start to die out for lack of water. Grass is 75 to 80% water by weight, and so it needs water to survive. And so those hot spots, if you got problems with your irrigation and you leave those hot spots unchecked, can cause bare spots. And then number 5, fifth reason I have on here is pre and post emergence. And so a pre-emergent is a root pruner. And what that means is it's going to prune the root of the grass, the weeds, whatever. And so you've got these bare spots. The pre-emergent has created a cover over the bare spots. The grass tries to fill in. It's going to get pruned. The roots of the grass is going to get pruned if that pre-emergent is still active in the bare spots. And so pre-emergent can hinder the recovery of the bare spots. Depending on the grass type, you would have more hindrance. Pre and post emergence can harm weak, diseased, or pest damaged grass. It says on every herbicide label, it gives a warning. And so let's say you got a lawn full of weeds, it's got disease in it, it's got pest in it, and now we're cleaning it up with pre and post emergent, but you got weak stand, the weak, W-E-A-K, weak stand of grass, that's going to struggle as you're applying these pre and post emergence on it. And so it's going to take longer to recover. So it's going to take longer for that grass to fill in. And so it's going to take longer on the program to get your yard under control due to the condition of the grass. And so healthy grass can stand up to pre and post emergence way better than weak, diseased, pest damaged, or drought stressed grass. And so pre and post emergence can cause bare spots. So what do you do about the bare spots? How you approach it is going to determine how quick you can fix the problem. If you sod it, instant gratification. If you want it to fill in, there's things we can do to encourage it to fill in, but it's just going to take time, but it's in most cases less expensive. All right, so the first thing you can do is top dress your bare areas with sand. And that's going to encourage the grass to fill in. Second thing you can do is plug those bare areas. You can buy a pro plugger off a line off of Amazon and go to your backyard or somewhere else on your property that has a good stand of grass. You plug those grass. You pull plugs from the good grass, and then you plant the plugs into the bare areas. And so plugging can help fill in those bare spots. And you can buy plugs offline. You can buy sod from Superior Sod or Turfmaster Sod Farm and create your own plugs. Or you could go into your backyard with a pro plugger and just pull plugs from your own lawn to fill in these bare spots. Sodding. You can sod the bare spots. And that's going to be immediate gratification. It could take a couple of hours, it may take a couple of days, depending on how big the areas are. But sodding is going to fix the bare spots immediately. Mowing. Great way to encourage grass to fill in is to mow. You want to mow as often as possible. Your centipede, your zoysia, and Bermuda, you want to mow it as low and often as possible. Your St. Augustine, you're going to mow that 2.5, 3.5 inches, but still as often as possible. 2 times a week. If you're fertilizing, you're watering, and you're mowing twice a week, you're going to get those bare spots to fill in way faster than if you're mowing every 2 weeks and you're not fertilizing and you're not watering. Leads me to the next thing what to do about bare spots is fertilizing. Ensure that the lawn is getting the proper nutrients. And make sure you're on a strict watering regimen. Make sure the turf is getting adequate water each week. Like here in the summer months, you want 2 inches of water a week. It's rained 0.2 inches all month, and so you need to supplement the lack of rainfall with irrigation, sprinklers, some type of water. Without, you're just not going to get the bare spots to fill in. You're going to create more bare spots. Stick to the plan. Follow the plant program. Follow the fertilization, the weed control, the pest control, and the disease control, and just stick to the plan. Sometimes it could take 18 months, 12 months, 18 months. Sometimes it could take 3 years to clean up a lawn, depending on the condition of the turf. But you want to stick to a plan. If you're just going from program to program to program and not getting the full benefits of 18 to 24 months to 36 months of treatment, then you're just going to continue to have the issues. Proper nutrients. Make sure the grass is getting the proper nutrients it needs. The proper nitrogen's amount in the summer, and then going in the fall, make sure you're getting the proper potassium amount to hold that grass over during the winter. I will throw in a caveat. Some problem areas just are not going to shine. Shady, wet areas, turf grass is not going to shine in shady, wet areas. And if you've got ground pearl, turf is not going to shine there. Maybe Bermuda or wide blade zoysia, but in most instances, if you got ground pearl, you're just going to have bare spots. And these shady, wet areas, if you think about like in between the homes of new builds that don't have a drainage system, and so you got two downspouts, one in the front, one in the back, and it's just pouring all the water from your roof to the side of your home, and your neighbors is doing the same thing. And so that area stays shady, it stays wet. You're just going to have bare spots there due to disease and pest and water issues. So some areas that you just can't get grass to grow in, consider other landscaping options. Consider mulch, consider flower beds, consider pine straw, consider dry creek beds, rock pathways, you name it. You can consider those things in the areas that you just can't get grass to grow. So I had a note to show you pictures of the bare areas so you can kind of see progression. And so this is a picture from June of 2022. You can see the bare areas here, bare areas forming here. And so this is my backyard, and there was a ton of bahia in this lawn. And so June of 2022, it's not completely filled in, but we didn't get the bahia cleaned up. And so, it looks full, but now take a look at the next June. And so it went through our fall, winter, and spring weed control programs, and this is June of 2023. And so you can see that the grassy weeds are gone. It's mostly zoysia and St. Augustine in here and a little Bermuda mix. But you can see these huge bare spots, and these huge bare spots here, and here. All that came from the grassy weeds and the weeds from the season before, and we killed those off, and it left bare spots. And this is the next season. This is this year. This is June 2024. And so everything is filled in now. And so what did I do from June 2022, June 2023, June 2024? Everything I just said we did. Installed irrigation. That solved my watering issues. Filled in the bare spots with sand. I stuck to the plan. I've been using fungicides in the St. Augustine area. I'm on an insecticide program, and I'm mowing twice a week. And that has filled the bare areas in, and now we've gotten the lawn under control, and now it's just doing routine maintenance. And so that's a video on why you may have bare spots and what you can do about it. If you got any questions or we can help you out in any way, let us know. Have a good